You can see shell damage everywhere. It's even worse than I feared. They've confirmed casualties, too. I don't think I've ever seen, I'd ever have to see anything like this despite joining a military academy. As students of a military academy, things like this are always within the realm of possibility. Although, I hardly expected my first sight of such devastation to be the spark that ignites the War of Calvard. This may be too much for a student like us to handle. No. We've all been in situations that looked impossible before, haven't we? And every time, we've come through. We just have to stay calm and think. I'm sure we can do something here, too. You're right. True, we should focus on what we can do. Whatever we decide to do, we need to get a better grasp of the situation. Yeah, let's find out who's in charge and get the permission to start an investigation. I see. Lieutenant General Zax has given you permission. I see no reason to refuse. Thank you. However, I want to make clear that armed conflict with the Calvard could begin at any moment. We've got our hands full staying on guard for any potential threat from the east. Permit me to speak with the soldiers here, but don't get in the way of them doing their duties. Understood. Okay, let's get started. We should start by speaking with the soldiers and assessing the damage. That seems wise. When we've gathered all the information we need, we can start piecing it together. Right, let's go. Oh. Huh? This is... What's up, Elisa? Is there something unusual about this scrap of metal? It looks like a shell, doesn't it? I knew it! This is a motor shell manufactured by the Reinford Company. Are you sure? Yeah, I've seen them before on the assembly line. There are only a couple models capable of firing this kind of shell. That would suggest the motor it was used to fire it was also made by the Reinford Group. But if we assume that's true, it seems much less likely that the Republic was involved, or responsible. True, why would the Republican Army use a weapon made in the Empire? It doesn't make much sense to me. Even if we account for deception, it seems unlikely that Calvard would go this far to conceal their involvement. Though, considering the stakes, we can't entirely rule out the possibility. Still, this might prove to be an important clue to solving this mystery. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, investigation team, go! Roan. Why'd you go and die on... Oh, no! He's alive! Private Zats, that was the guy we met earlier, wasn't it? But Roan died, apparently. Zats. He seems pretty down. I can't say I don't understand how he feels, though. It was right when the shifts changed. Roan came out to relieve me, and I was chattering away with him like always. That's when the first shell hit us. Must have been around 3 in the morning. So it all started around 3 then. Right in the middle of the night. I was on lookout. I should have noticed something was off, but that explosion took me by surprise. I was so sure nothing would ever happen out here that when something actually did, I was totally useless. If I just pay a bit more attention, if I'd been a better soldier, Roan might still be with us now. It's not your fault. None of us could have predicted that something like this would happen. You can hardly blame yourself for a lack of vigilance after being stationed in such a peaceful area like this for so long. They attacked in the dead of night, knowing that the guard would be down. I wonder if that was really the Republican Army's doing after all. We need more information before we can say for sure. Okay. So attacking in the dead of night when the guard is down would ensure a greater loss of, it's a surprise attack. Surprise attacks give an advantage in the ability to take people by surprise and allow a quick, any damage to be dealt at a more severe level than it would be otherwise at a more prepared level. Middle of the night in a peaceful area, that makes sense. I imagine the Calvard Republic experienced a very similar thing with their destruction over there. So if you're not going to start with an actual invasion, a surprise attack seems a bit pointless. Because you want to take them off surprise, and even if you're able to, there's about 2 upsides to that. One, you can, like I was saying, create more damage because of it, because people are out of there, and if you hit them real quickly, you can take down their defenses quicker, and they won't be able to ready themselves and prepare themselves as quickly, or as easily. Now, typically, you'd want to use that as an advantage, keep when they're enemies off balance, you want to be able to overwhelm them with a very quick strike and continuous more strikes. So unless they were actually starting an invasion, neither side seems to have any real motivation for this happening, right? That's at least how it's coming off to me. And I really need to take a drink of water or something. We need more information before we can say for sure. No, I don't think it was them. There was something else that happened before we came under attack. We heard an explosion from the Republican Army's base. When we looked, we saw smoke pouring out from it. What? We knew both bases were attacked, but did both attacks really happen around the same time? If that's so, it's unlikely that either army was responsible. Who is responsible then? We should keep this in mind as we piece things together. No. How's the situation with the Republican Army? Looks like they're really hustling over there. We've confirmed a number of armor vehicles entering and exiting the area. We've heard their base got hit pretty badly too, and even from over here it sure looks that way. Lieutenant General said that the Republican base got hit at least as hard as the Watchtower, if not harder. But we believe they were responsible for that as well. They need an excuse to attack us, and that sure as hell looks like one. Do you really think it's true? That much damage seems awfully excessive. They probably just got overzealous with the explosives. Doesn't make much difference either way. If they're brazen enough to attack us, we'll blow them back across the border, and do not take that attitude. That's a very bad attitude to take as a soldier. Soldiers here all seem to have their doubts. But without any hard evidence, we're not going to be able to convince them of anything. We should reconsider the possibility that this was a deliberate act of sabotage by Calvert's forces. Yeah, I'm sort of against the idea. I was sort of against the idea of it being an actual, how it seemed on the surface at the very beginning, so... Yep, the actual damage by the Watchtower. This is awful. It really is. It looks like they got hit really hard. And to think there were casualties. You know the Imperial Army isn't going to sit and twiddle their thumbs after suffering an attack like this. But what is the upside of this? I mean, they want an excuse to attack. Okay, let's go under the assumption that they did do this sabotage. If they wanted an excuse to attack, and they caused sabotage in their place with explosions, as an excuse to attack a Watchtower, for what purpose? It's not like this seems like any significant strategic, it doesn't seem like significantly strategic considering the fact that we're still capable of keeping an eye on what they're doing, it seems, based on the conversation we just had. So in terms of taking the Watchtower, while it does decrease the ability to track their movements, it doesn't seem to have stopped it, and in terms of relaying an actual offensive against them, they sure haven't acted quickly enough in order to assume that the intention is to start an attack and actually invade, which clearly isn't happening. So what motivation would they have to possibly do it this way, to get the Imperial Army to justify a war? But if they're going to justify a war, wouldn't they want to invade right away or something? But I suppose if they invaded right away, then it would also look like it was all planned, right? The sabotage concept would actually make more sense now, wouldn't it? So that would actually probably, if they were trying to sabotage themselves and start this, then it would be in their favor to, well, one, wait for a counterattack, not retaliate immediately. Attacking the Watchtower doesn't make much sense in that case, at least not so quickly. And they certainly, it also has the upside of sabotaging themselves to give them motivation to step back and, say in a day or so, yeah, we declare war because they got attacked. So the sabotage itself has some sense in it, but combined with the Watchtower attack, it really doesn't, I think. You know the Imperial Army isn't going to sit and twiddle their thumbs after suffering an attack like this. They have their image to uphold, after all. Hey, it looks like most of the damage is concentrated on the south side of the building. If think whoever carried out the attack could have done it from the highlands? It seems very likely. But where in the plains could they launch an attack like that? Well, the highlands are incredibly vast. We need some kind of clue to even know where to start looking. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to find something here that'll point us in the right direction. And that sort of covers everything. I think that's all the info we can gather here. I think so too. Now we need to analyze what we've learned. First, we should establish a good picture of what was happening during the when the attack occurred. That seems like the best place to start. So first of all, what time did the actual attack of the watchtower happen? 3 a.m. And it was sort of weird that that was offset like that. It was 3 a.m. Yes, that's what the guard told us. But that wasn't all that was going on then. That's right, the Republic's base also came under attack. According to the Lieutenant General, they suffered even greater damage than what happened here. I think we can safely discount the possibility of the Republican army bombed their own forces then. But that's no evidence that the Imperial Army launched an attack either. All we know is that both attacks happened and that both sides took heavy damage. However, as Elisa said, we have no evidence to suggest that either side was responsible. If we accept that as fact, the most likely scenario is that the responsibility lies with another party entirely. So, you think? A third party was working behind the scenes to provoke both countries into starting a war. Tensions between the Empire and the Republic are always high, but compared to the other areas of political value, the North Highlands always have been peaceful. I can conceive of no reason either country would have decided to break that peace last night. I agree. If anything, it seems like the negatives would outweigh the positives for both parties. If this were Crossbell, it might have been a different story, but here... Now that you mention it, we found something else odd about the attack on the watchtower, didn't we? Something that seems to point to a third party's involvement. Something else odd about the attack on the watchtower. I bet she's referring to this. The weapon that was used, right? That's what she was pointing out. You're talking about the motors that were used for the attack, right? Exactly! It looked like the orbital motors they used in the attack were an old Reinford model. And I, for one, find it pretty unlikely the Republican Army is packing Erebonian-made weapons. Indeed, they have little reason to be, considering the Republic has its own major orbital technology manufacturer, the Vern Company, as I recall. Yeah, the Vern Company is responsible for manufacturing most of the arms used in the Republican Army, but there's the fact that the motor is used here is too old. The Imperial Army hasn't used this model for years. Oh, okay. I'm probably going to stop after this, because my voice is taking a real hit. I've heard that the military surplus sometimes makes its way to the black market and ends up in the hands of the mercenaries. Knowing that, it seems unlikely that either army chose to use it to cover their tracks. Quite. However, there's far more pressing question we need to answer. What do you mean? Oh, I know where you're going. We need to know where the attack was launched from in the first place. That seems to be that's going to be difficult to work out. Without that vital detail, all our speculation thus far is for naught. If we intend to avert a war, we need more than speculation, we need conclusive evidence. Agreed. The Highlands are too vast just to strike out searching blindly, especially with Lieutenant General's deadline rapidly approaching. Actually, we may not have to start a search blind. If Elisa and Gaius will be able to lend us a hand, I might be able to help. Huh? What do you have in mind? If I can factor in the location of the damage together with the speed and trajectory of the motor shells, and take into account the Highlands winds, you can use some basic physics. I may be able to estimate the area from which the motor was fired, or, well, potentially anyways. Are you serious? Sounds easier said than done, and it would be much easier if you had some paper to write this all down on. I'll do what I can. Are you familiar with the specifics of the shell that was used? I think so, it's an old model, but I should be able to give you some rough data. Well, that should be plenty. Let's at least have another look at those damaged areas and start our calculations. So come with me, everyone. Right. AP increased by 1. Alright, I think I've calculated a rough location. I believe the motor was fired from location to the south of here. Okay. That doesn't leave much area in the places we can actually, you know, go, but okay. Using the map as a reference point, it means that it was likely launched from somewhere in this area. And according to my calculations, the launch site shouldn't be too far from here. Wow, I can't believe you managed to work that out. That's well beyond the level of mathematics we cover in class. I'll enjoy watching Regnitz really sweat it out trying to best you on our next midterm. Just a little applied physics. It's not really that complicated being in engineering myself. It's something we learn very early in college, and realistically, it's high school physics, honestly. Now, then again, if you're applying all the various details of it, the mass, the wind speed, you might have to go in a bit more detail using free body diagrams and various stuff that is usually beyond the scope of high school level mathematics and physics, but yeah, I couldn't have done it without Elisa's and Gaius' help. It looks like we've got a nice big piece of the puzzle right in our hands. It sure seems like it. Let's take off and start looking. Right. Rian and the others reported their findings to the soldier in charge and asked him to relay the intel to Zender Gate. Afterwards, they set out on the horseback to begin their search. Alright, let's start looking from where the motor was actually fired from. If what Emma calculated is correct, it should have been fired from a point south of the watchtower, most likely from a point that's easy to overlook, so that it's not found out. Let's see if we can find anything that fits the description. We'll likely need to rely on the map to help us. I wonder if the culprit could still be there. Regardless, we should see what we can find. Okay, as much as I actually rather not end it here, this is getting really interesting. My voice is just ending on me, and this is really about the timing that I wanted to end it today anyways. So, next time we're gonna go... Well, first we're gonna go see if I can go to the Nord Highlands, and... Whoops. First I'm gonna go see if I can go to the Nord Highlands, and then I'm going to, go find where the motor was fired from, and... Ooh, with really tense music again. But other than that... This has been getting really interesting, and I'm thinking we're probably going to avoid armed conflict. Being able to avoid armed conflict. It seems unlikely that anything will actually break out. Both sides seem not so stupid that they're looking for a reason to start a war. But other than that, see you all guys. I'll see all you guys later, and drive safely. Hello, I am back. If my calculations are right, there's no chance the motor was fired from this direction. Let's turn back and look elsewhere. Okay. I sort of forgot that's what we were doing. Yeah. And I was hoping to go see if I could go fight the monster during this time frame. Apparently not. So I guess I'm headed south. Very, very south. Maybe right there, in fact, actually. Ooh, I wonder if I could get up there. Hey, over there. You found something? Yeah, a little rope ladder, that's... What's a rope doing all the way up there? No, a rope ladder. Important difference. Not a step ladder, not a rope ladder. I see a rope ladder. I can hardly believe its presence here to be mere chance. Do the people of the Nord use this area for anything? Not that I've ever known of. This has got to be more than suspicious then. Perhaps the motor was fired from somewhere up there. Definitely seems worth taking a look. I'm just not sure how we're going to get up there. Can't reach that rope ladder from down here. I see no way to climb up the cliff face itself either. If you have any suggestions, now would be a fine time. We could throw someone up there, and Emma might be thinking of the same thing, considering how hesitant she seems right now. I believe I have an idea. What if we make use of Elisa's orbital bow? Oh, that's a better idea. My bow? How? Well, if you were able to hit the cord that's tying the rope ladder, perhaps it would unroll itself, allowing us to climb up. I'm glad you think I'm that good of a shot, but I really don't see it working. Haha, it's just a thought. Well, it's not like we have any better ideas. Why not give it a try? I mean, just one arrow if it comes down to it. We use so many in battle, I bet you have a bunch. Or however it works. True enough, and time is one resource we don't have much of right now. Searching for some manner of tool to pull it down would cost us precious time as well. I can't really argue with that. Alright, here goes nothing. you. There. What did you do, Emma? Wait, what? It actually worked? You seem to have the makings of a great hunter. Emma, do not trick Elisa into thinking she's better than she is. That's unfair. Seems this is a day for lucky shots. Well, we'll have to start calling her Quick Draw Elisa. Oh yes, let's do that. Let's call her that every single day. Was I just imagining things, or did that arrow glow for a second? Stare at you, Emma. Stare. Well, now that we can reach the ladder, why don't we go take a look at the top of the cliff? Yeah. Let's see what's up there. Emma? What a sturdy rope ladder. It's not even swinging in the wind, or from my weight, or anything, really. Oh, I see the mortars. Mortars. I don't say that word very often. There. Exactly the smoking gun we were looking for, too. Well, old horrible motors. All Rhineford models, too. And it looks like they've been used recently. So, this is where they were hiding them. I can see why they chose this place. Who would think to look here? They must have fled the area after firing them last night, leaving the launchers where they were. But unfortunately, these alone do not furnish enough evidence to avert the war. You're right, unfortunately. If we just had a bit more evidence. Do mortars not have ballistic markings? It feels as though you could probably connect the shell that was shot and didn't explode to these, and since the other than the fact that they're only used on this model, and the Imperial Army doesn't use it, Calvert Army doesn't use it, I guess you could technically argue that Calvert shot from over here. They wanted to attack without actually provoking a war, so they wanted to pretend that they were shooting from here with weapons they don't typically own? I don't know. Just had a bit more evidence. Still, this is a solid step forward in our investigation. Perhaps we should return to Zender Gate and let Lieutenant General know. That sounds like a good idea. Alright, let's go report. There! Isn't that? It's that flying object we saw fleeing from Oryx's forest near Bereahard. There's no mistaking something that strange. It looks like it's carrying something. Can't be a coincidence that they'd show up now of all times. They're heading northwest, and we're going after them. Right. Saddle up. Ever eat soggy... Okay. Chase and find the floating silver object before the time runs out. Oh, snap. Okay. Northwest. Okay, there it is.
We can't let them get away!
Okay, there.
Right, we need to overtake them.
They're much faster than me. Okay. Okay, crap. Oh, did I lose it? Where did they go? Went that way.
Crap, they're fast.
They're really fucking fast.
So inside of them.
Yep, no, I already lost sight of them. Oh crap, they didn't go behind that. Please. Oh, no, they went in front of it. That's good. That's better. Oh crap. There's no way I'm gonna be able to catch up in this time. Then again, I'm thinking the game probably...
Did they touch down near the stone circle? There's no escape for them now.
Is there? I don't know. I lost sight of them. Thank you, game, for telling me that, though. Am I ever gonna get a chance to face that monster? Because I really sort of prefer to face that monster. Okay, this I really probably should save before I go up to. Nope, not even an option. Can't open the menu. Okay, better not throw me into a boss fight. I definitely saw them land around here. I can sense someone up ahead. Really? Yeah, I'm betting it's that thing we're chasing. Yeah, so our quarry's finally within reach. I think I was carrying a young girl. well, we'll find out soon enough what we're dealing with. AP increased by 1. Oh, you could fail that. Okay. Wonder how that would have went if I oh, now can I save? Yes, I can save now. Good. Good, good, goody, goody, good, good. Also the curious type? Can I... What happens if I try to leave? There's definitely a boss fight at the very least. If I can't go to the north, then they're definitely letting me come back here to resupply and such. I'd like to go take out that monster the first opportunity possible, because it seems like... Yeah, so they let me come back here to resupply and such. Oh, yeah, apparently I was told that this is actually a localization error, and this does not give Tira. I don't know if it gives something else. I could probably check that, but I also don't care that much. So, yeah. No, I really gotta thank her for just, you know, sticking around this entire time while I got healed, rested a bit, did some orbit modifications, all that fun stuff. There they are. So, she really does look like a child. What is that silver construct with her? Save the speculation for later. We need to capture them before they escape.
I think that about covers everything.
Oh god, I was not hoping for her voice to actually come into this.
Now, what to do? It'd be easy enough to overpower them, but there's a good chance some of them would get away. But just killing them all seems really cruel too.
Are you talking about us? Are you talking about the tribe? Are you talking about the military base? I feel as you're talking about us, and I don't like where this is going.
Halt! Stay where you are!
Hello.
Ooh, it's the military academy students.
Yes, yes, it is.
She knows about us?
How?
Just who are you?
And what's that thing beside you?
So, who are you? Were you involved with the attacks on the Watchtower and the Republican Army's base?
We'd rather not accuse you of a crime you didn't commit. But can you at least tell us who you are and what you're doing here?
Aw, how did I end up being the bad guy? This is gonna make things a bit sticky. Oh, I know what I can do! Everything will go hunky-dory if you guys help me out.
What are you even talking about? Help you out with what? That's like the last thing I want to do. I don't trust you.
What are you talking about? But first, I hope you won't mind if I give you a little test, just to be sure you're up to the challenge.
Is that a challenge?
I think that would qualify as a challenge. Yeah, I mean, she even said the word challenge. Milliam Orion.
I'm Milliam. Milliam Orion. And this is Eric Getlam, but you can just call him
Eric
Lammy for short.
Getlam. Lammy. Okay, new names. Probably not going to remember them, but I'll try to remember Lammy. That seems like the important one.
Okay, let's get started. Let's get started.
Okay.
It's my turn.
Oh, right. I never actually looked at her S-craft. Her S-craft is a lane one? That's really weird. Okay. And she's one character between the two of them. Okay. Well, I'd rather just burn her.
Charge of flames. Burn. Go. Ring.
Leave it to me!
She does not like status ailments. Okay. Buster. Nope. No like. Okay.
Very well.
Fan. And you ended my art. Screw you.
Thanks.
My turn.
What the hell did that do? Okay. Looks like she only actually defends it for one turn. The ultimate barrier thing.
Flames, gavel on my blade.
I forgot to let him get buffed, but okay, it's fine. I'll live. I love S-Crafts. I think that's such a nice concept. I think it's a really cool concept. They're like really strong, they're cool.
This is my secret weapon.
It's all about being prepared. And I have not seen this yet, so show for everyone. Boom.
Get him.
And out.
My turn.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. I said we'll be fine. Oh, perfect. Great delay. Seems to be delayed quite easily, so that's good. But never mind.
Impossible. Here we go.
And I suppose that just happened, so that's not great. Whoops.
Turn to flames.
Okay. Back to actually fighting.
Okay.
And I forgot she had that set up, so whoops a bit datey. Whoops. I'm gonna spread my people out because
Go.
man, I just keep getting hit so friggin' hard by everyone
I'll handle
involved
this.
in all of this.
Get him. I'm sorry. Lemmy.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Thanks.
Well,
Thanks.
Not yet.
assuming she stays stupid, she could just stay stupid this entire time.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Get him. Sorry.
Can she not hit Emma?
It's my turn.
Is she not capable of hitting Emma? She has not even hit her once throughout all of this. Really weird. Stores 100. No, that's a really good item. Maybe I shouldn't use those. That seems stupidly good.
It's my turn.
I can. Oh no, she can.
Lemmy, barrier.
She can hit me.
Thanks.
Can't.
It's my turn. Here.
Is this what you call a really not well thought out battle on
isn't
my
looking
side?
good.
Because I have done absolutely horribly at attempting to actually, you know, play this battle. Honestly, I don't even know what I was thinking for half of it.
Blow away.
That's new.
Sorry. Guess I let my guard down.
And
Let's keep going.
I don't know why Emma's so good against her. Like, period. I don't know. I really should have set that up better from a healing perspective, and I really fucked that one up, but I still won somehow. I didn't use that many items. I only used a few. That was the weirdest battle I've had in a while, I think. And I feel sorry for Eustace, because he's not getting any XP. Not that we got much in the first place. Okay. Interesting.
I feel like I'm going stronger.
Yeah, a little stronger. I mean, you were easily the most OP at dodging there, but okay.